Right now, I just pulled that last week. We're among the top 5 states for film and TV production. The economic impact is at $2.1 billion, and actually I heard those are going to be low this year. We're ramping up. Our competitors are actually dropping off the map, which is great. So you heard about this tax credit. So Michigan, which was a big one, they're cutting theirs. New Mexico's getting rid of theirs. So these were top 5. So we'll probably be top 3, I'd say, by the end of the year. Between us and Louisiana, we're usually fighting it out. We have over 50 Georgia counties now that are experiencing in the last 2 years, providing a boost, which is great. So now it's just not Atlanta, it's spreading all out. We have a new program, Camera Ready program, where we're getting all these communities involved with the film industry, which is great, and I think will hopefully give us a lot of longevity in the industry, because what happens every year for legislature, we have to go in front of the, get our budgets approved, and there would always be somebody in Podunk, Georgia would come up, well, why are we paying all this money out? And so what's happened now is that those little small towns, these movie production crews are all over the place. So now there's these sightings, and they're seeing Jennifer Garner and her daughter, which became a big internet type sensation here, where she was going to go to school and all that. But those are what drives these small towns, and they get very excited about it. So again, I think you might have heard those little rumblings about our tax credit this year. We had a new governor come in, but everything came out fine. We actually showed that for every dollar we spend, there's $1.14 that we get back. So for all you taxpayers who are kind of like, why are we spending all this money? We're getting something back for it, so it's really exciting. And these are just some of the movies coming on here, and it's funny, I actually started running out of space. I was trying to add to it. And on the bottom, you can see some of the ones lately that are filming here. I think X-Men just came out, did well. I didn't even put Tyler's last movie, which another top 2, Fast and Furious, shot here. I think that was our biggest budget between here and Brazil, John, right?
Yes, sir.
Big Mama's House with Martin Lawrence was here, and Martin loved it. I'm sure he'll be bringing more stuff here. These are ones that should be coming out next: The Change Up, Wanderlust, American Reunion, TV shows, which is to me, which is awesome, because these are permanent jobs that are staying here. Those movies are great, but when we get these TV shows coming, man, and you go on the set and you see your friends and everything, and it's awesome, because these people are staying employed, which means going back to economic development, to the workforce. So for each one of those, to me, TV shows or a movie, we look at it as 300 jobs, hopefully not a lot, like some of those movies, $50–60 million that are coming in that are be spent here in Georgia. And again, the economic impact is huge, because you're talking about hotels, taxis, cars. Even hopefully some of you guys will be able to kind of find a way in some of the digital media. I think there's space for entrepreneurs to really make a mark right now. And then, of course, Steve Harvey just signed Family Feud, which is huge. It's really exciting as well. Of course, he's doing his next movie in LA, but we'll leave that alone. I'll jump on him soon if we run across each other again. Of course, the music industry here, which really kind of set, I think, Atlanta, or really Atlanta, but Georgia apart. And I shouldn't just say Atlanta, because our music industry is spread all over the state, from Athens to Savannah, and it's incredible. And again, going back to probably us and LA Babyface when they came here, and they just really changed the whole environment, and we became that music capital. We are now, I think 4th, I have on there, we're 4th as far as the amount of money generated, economic impact. Tennessee, Nashville, because they have the country, but I think we feel that we can bypass them because of the diversity in the music scene here. So we haven't put much effort into the music scene. It's kind of grown organically, but there is talk of adding tax credits and stuff like that for anybody here in the music industry. And now we're getting to MySpace, which is the interactive media. I'm sure a few of you have the tablets and PCs and mobile, and it's exploding like crazy now. And again, after the 4 years now putting in work, I'm seeing how the timing could be better. Actually, my industry makes more money than the film and music combined on a global scale. And that's getting back to John and getting back to, we talked about overseas and the global market, especially in Asia right now. I mean, it's I think for Korea, it's the #1 or #2 industry. For the state of Texas, it generated more jobs for the state of Texas last year. So again, the state, we recognize with our talent, with our creative and technical talent, which is a lot of you guys, our tax-friendly incentives, and our lifestyle here, which is great. So the Southeast is thriving right now, especially with California about to fall in the water and get all that stuff from Japan, all that bad air. I don't pray for that stuff, but I'm like, hey man, make me look good, come to Georgia. So I'm getting those calls, and they're looking to move out of California right now. There's a new internet sales tax they're about to pass. The city of San Francisco just passed a city sales tax. So the Twitters, the Googles, and we're about to make a big announcement on one of those, not those, but another one, are looking. Because again, they can't afford to do business out in California anymore. So a little bit on gaming real quick, because I kind of want to keep this more development, but the new application of new technology is starting to change the old gaming. So when I got the job, I thought I would be able to play a 360 or PlayStation all day and do that, but the industry has completely changed in 2 years, and that's based on Facebook, these social games especially. What's awesome is a lot of the females in here now are really starting to play the little simple games, little casual games. It's driving the whole market. Yeah, as you laugh, I'm sure your wife or girlfriend is addicted to those things. It's amazing. So, but it's great for me because again, in the old model, I would have to try to sell an EA or whoever to come try to set up here. They're just not going to do it. But now, with the other kind of the mobile agile market, the mobile game market, the Facebook game market, we have a ton of those developers coming out of school, and they would rather stay here. So again, it's great for me, and it's great for Georgia, because I think now I don't have to sell these students about having to stay in Georgia. They're like, hey man, with a 3 to 5 man team right now, you can do just as much damage like we were doing years ago with the 100 man, 200 man teams. EA has already purchased Playfish, so EA, all the big boys are already acquiring all these type of companies, and I mentioned one of the big ones, I can't talk yet, but they actually acquiring one of our smaller companies. It was a 10-man crew, they're about to get acquired. So that's how everything is happening. So if I can build the creative workforce here, they will come. So we're working on some great programs, and I can get into a little bit of that, but that's my goal, is to help build our workforce, because you guys shine and they see it from everywhere on the global map. And I think we talked a little bit, Michael talked a little bit about, I'll get into it, about us as African Americans. And what we have, nobody else in the world has. And what we have is this creative idea, thinking way. And in Asia, I mean, they're great at taking that and twisting it or stealing it from us. But nobody can do what we can do, and we stand out. So one of my passions, again, as most of you guys have known, is making sure that we don't miss the boat, that we get into some of this stuff, because we can come up with some ideas that fast, I think, that would just take over. Getting even to Facebook, I got a chance to meet the guy who runs Facebook, at a meeting real quick, and he said, you know, we have no games for African Americans. We have no games, for gay folks and stuff. We know that for us to thrive and to do better and to grow, we need these type of games. So at the same time, there was a Black and Gaming event going on, so I was like, hey, come with me. I walk them over, I introduce them to like 5 to 10 actual game designers who are creating those type of games. But they don't have those type of networks or connections to know how to get to those type of people. So I think I did my little part there for a lot of the ones all over, but I want to do more for us here in Georgia. So really quickly, I'm wrapping up here, but I just want to pull a couple of facts just to show how we play in this space. The digital divide between whites is narrowing, as a lot of you know. A number of indicators show we're turning to the internet in higher percentages than anybody else. 71% of us use the internet. E-marketer shows young African Americans' time spent on the internet is caught up to time watching television, and I'm sure a lot of you are already watching television on the internet or doing all type of stuff. Where a lot of those older industries, such as cable industry, they gotta make some adjustments, man. Even on the gaming industry, which is touching all of that. You probably can't see that map, but that bottom line there is the internet use of growing African Americans. Excuse me. More than a third of African Americans say they get most of their news on the internet, making the second most turned to source after television for news. More than 42% of African Americans on the internet before said they gather the news online. New media. Minorities have a regular usage of new media than whites across all platforms. They are more likely to use iPods. text or cell phones, play video games, use video pictures, instant messaging, watch videos on cell phones. Minorities are using new media in higher percentages, providing marketers with unique opportunities to create specific marketing plans that integrate non-traditional media options into their digital ad strategy.